Hiya folks, welcome to the show. This is it, the one you have all been waiting for. I'm finally doing another tier list. Exciting, isn't it? So, over a year ago, I released a video ranking every single Walt Disney Animation Studios movie, and it just so happened to be my most popular early video. And just like a media conglomerate cashing in on its biggest success, let's do it again! So right here I have a tier list which contains most of the shows produced by Disney Television Animation, and we're gonna rank them. Alright, and we are starting off with The Wuzzles. I have not seen The Wuzzles, because Disney kind of pretends it doesn't exist. So, The Adventures of the Gummy Bears. I actually have quite a few memories of watching this show, despite the fact that I was born a decade after it ended. And that's because I don't know how it worked in America, but in the UK, after a certain point in the evening, Playhouse Disney would stop playing, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, Handy Manny, Special Agent Oso, and would instead switch to showing older shows like PB&J Otter, The Gummy Bears, The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, and of course, Bear in the Big Blue House. However, it's safe to say I haven't seen a single episode of The Adventures of the Gummy Bears in over a decade, so from what I can remember, we're going to put it in B. Alright, we'll call it a B-. Why not? Alright, and here we have the original Ducktales, which I have seen quite a lot of. Mainly the movie, as that's the only thing I can vividly remember. But, I mean, it's Ducktales, it's iconic. I mean, I have to, at the very least, put it in A tier. The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh is probably the best thing to ever come out of the franchise, although the Tigger movie might have some words about that. What I liked most about the series is that it didn't talk down to its audience at all. It was still very wholesome and friendly. I've got to talk about it someday, because I love this show to death, and I still constantly rewatch it. Even now, at 20 years old, it is still such a well-written, beautifully animated show. Alright, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. The Disney Afternoon show I have the most clear memories of because I actually own one of the DVDs for this one. I found the first season in a shop and I bought it, and I've only ever seen the first season. I haven't seen anything like, I haven't seen the cult episode, which I need to check that out and just watch the rest of the show in general. But I'm gonna put it above the original DuckTales, because nostalgia, bias beware. Talespin, have not seen, because Disney Plus UK doesn't have it. You're going to quickly notice that becomes a running theme in this video. So, anytime Disney Plus wants to give it me, so I can watch it and talk about it, that'd be great. And if you want to join the cause into helping me bully Disney Plus UK into letting me watch these shows, along with Hercules the series so I can actually get good footage of it, I strongly advise you to go tweet at them, because we still don't even have Tangled Seasons 2 and 3 yet. Okay, Darkwing Duck is another one I know a lot about purely through cultural osmosis, and I have seen quite a lot of clips, but aside from the Christmas episode, I have never sat down and watched a full episode, but I can't deny it's a great show, and it holds the title as the gayest Disney show pre The Owl House, so gotta give it credit for that. So we're going to put that just behind DuckTales, just because I have a lot more memories of DuckTales. So again, nostalgia, I'm gonna be open about that. Bonkers, and I can never pronounce this, let me just Marsupilami, whatever. Haven't seen them, so just gonna pop those in there. Aladdin the series is a pretty good spin-off show. It's like, I believe all the cast is back except for Robin Williams as the genie, but Dan Castellaneta does a decent job. I did used to watch quite a lot of episodes of the series back when Disney Cinemagic was a thing, which I think was a UK exclusive thing, so that probably means nothing to most of my audience. Moving on to Gargoyles, Confession Time. Not seen it. It is on Disney Plus UK, but I haven't really had time to watch it lately, which sounds insane because I've had all the time in the world, but I really haven't because I've been so busy with university and obviously making videos that it's on the watch list though. It's right at the top of my watch list, so I'm gonna get to it someday. Yeah, that list of don't know / haven't seen, that's just gonna get bigger and bigger as we go along. Timon and Pumbaa, The Lion King's Timon and Pumbaa. I've seen every single episode of this show. I love it to death. I think it's an A-tier show. It's probably not a popular opinion to say The Lion King's Timon and Pumbaa is better than the original DuckTales and Darkwing Duck, but yeah, that's how I feel. While I appreciate all the spin-offs that tried to be a more low-budget version of the movie, I do love that Timon and Pumbaa just went off the rails and did whatever the heck they wanted, which you have to admire, because, you know, it's coming out of The Lion King, the most successful animated movie of all time, pre-Frozen, and Toy Story 3, I believe. Alright, moving on. The Schnookums and Meat Show. Not seen. Probably will never see. Unless I decide it'll be fun to torture myself someday. Quack Pack, I have seen a few episodes of. I really like its interpretation of Daisy. I do like how all the kids are given their own unique voices, even though they still basically have the same personality. But, yeah, probably B tier. Like, right below Gummy Bears. Oh. No, Aladdin's like a better action show. Mighty Ducks, have not seen. I have no idea if people even like this show or not, since I've never seen a single person talk about it. Disney's Doug. As a kid, I actually used to really like Doug's first and only movie. I don't know what it was about it. I was kind of taken in by its charm in a sense. But as far as Disney Doug goes though, I have not seen it. In fact, I haven't even watched the Nickelodeon show, so if I was even going to think about that, I would have to watch that first. But how much of a good representation of Disney's Doug is Doug's first movie? Because if that's the case, I'll put it as C. Just so the list isn't completely the don't know / haven't seen. Jungle Cubs, just as I said that's going to go right in there. I briefly made a joke about this in my original Disney spin-offs that need to happen video. Because why is there 2 Jungle Book shows? It baffles me that they made 2 Jungle Book shows within just a few years of each other. And both of them are drastically different and have absolutely nothing to do with each other. Which, I mean, you kind of have The Lion Guard a few years down the line, which we're gonna get to. But I just don't get it. I just do not get why they made 2 Jungle Book shows. Was it really... I mean, I know Jungle Book's popular, but... I mean, come on, you could have given Oliver and Company a TV show. Why didn't they do that? Nightmare Ned. 101 Dalmatians, the series. Probably above Quack Pack. Yeah, above Quack Pack. Not above Aladdin, the series, though. I used to really like this show as a kid, and now I think it's fine. I mean, there's nothing in it that's really spectacular, but it's generally enjoyable. Alright, now we're getting into the good stuff with Recess. Recess is going right up into S tier, and I could talk about why I love Recess so much, but I made a 25-minute video on that if you want to go check that out. I'm afraid to say I haven't seen a lot of Pepper Ann. I'm either going to put it in C, or I don't know enough about it to actually try and rank it. PB&J Otter. I used to really love this show. Like I said, in the UK, Playhouse Disney, when you get to a certain point in the evening, would start playing a lot of the older shows rather than, you know, all the new stuff. PB&J Otter I saw a lot of because I'm fairly sure it was like the transition one, so you'd have your last episode of Handy Manny and then you go into PB&J Otter, then the New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, Bear in the Big Blue House, etc. So, PB&J Otter. I haven't seen it in years, but it's a show that meant a lot to me when I was young. So just for that alone, I'm going to put it right below Timon and Pumbaa. I'm expecting that's going to get a few people riled up because, probably not a very popular opinion to have, but, you didn't come here for popular opinions. You came here to watch me make a fool of myself. Hercules, the series. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, Hercules, the series. What can I say about Hercules, the series? From where it stands now, if I just remove all the reviews and just from what I've seen of this show, which is only about 8 or so episodes, I think it's generally good. I think it has like a lot of really good writing. Occasionally it gets the characters right, and the animation especially is stunning. Do I want to put it above Aladdin? I mean, it has Hades in it. So yeah, it has Hades and Cassandra, so I'm going to, yeah, I'll put it above Aladdin. Weekenders. Sorry to say, not seen the Weekenders, because, again, Disney just doesn't want British people to watch their shows, apparently, because almost none of these are on Disney+. Teacher's Pet. I'm going to make a video about this one day, because I love this series and its franchise, which, for some reason, despite only lasting 2 seasons and not really being too popular, it got a theatrical movie, which is way better than it has any right to be, especially as a musical. But then again, when you have Nathan Lane as the star, you got to expect it. So, Teacher's Pet is going to shoot right up there. Probably... Yeah, alright. For now, I'm going to put it above Timon and Pumbaa. I might come back to that at the end. Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. That's probably... It's better than 101 Dalmatians. Is it better than Aladdin? I don't think it's better than Aladdin. Buzz Lightyear of Star Command is a show I have seen probably about as much as Aladdin, because it was the one they were always playing right before I was about to go to school. So I'm fairly sure in the morning on Disney Cinemagic, I'd get up and they'd play... It varied day to day. It played Legend of Tarzan, Aladdin, Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, and Emperor's New School, which was the one I was always the most interested in. House of Mouse. I made a video comparing the two, like, holiday movies, the Mickey's House of Villains and Mickey's Magical Christmas Snowden at the House of Mouse, which is a mouthful of a title. So I am probably going to put it above Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, just because it's such a genius concept, just having Mickey and friends host this, like, cartoon nightclub where all the characters from every single Disney animated movie show up. As a kid, like, one of my favourite things to do was comb through each and every episode of The House of Mouse and just tally up how many times Oliver and Company got referenced. Lloyd in Space, I have a weird history with Lloyd in Space, because for the first few years of my life, I just found it kind of annoying, and not the actual show itself. I never watched it. I'd see the theme song, I'd look at the character designs, and just like, yeah, no, I'm switching over to Nickelodeon. Because, it aired so late at night, when, like, by the time I'd gotten around to watching it, it was airing so late at night. I think they do an episode of Lloyd in Space, then a double bill of The Emperor's New School, and then that was it for the night for Disney Cinemagic. I'm surprised I remember. I remember, like, TV schedules, because they're just that engraved into my mind. However, when I did actually get around to watching a few episodes, it's fine. It's, not on the same level of Recess, but, I mean, what could compete with Recess, honestly? I'm probably gonna put it in... I'll put it in C. I'll put it in C above Doug for now. Legend of Tarzan. I'm not going to say anything about the show, really, because This show turns 20 years old in September, and I have a huge video planned. It's gonna easily be over an hour long, which that's very exciting. Timo Supremo, haven't seen, although the animation doesn't give me like good impressions. It looks incredibly cheap, especially for a show made by Disney TVA. Oh, Kim Possible. You know where Kim Possible is going. Right to the top. Kim herself is such a charismatic and enjoyable lead heroine for a Disney show, which a year before Kim Possible, the Proud Family started, but before that, whenever, you know, it's the Smurfette principle. You had characters in a lot of 90s shows whose entire personality and reason for existing is just to be the token girl character of the group. And I would argue that Kim Possible and the Proud Family really started to change things. Like, it had such an impact that is being felt to this very day, and, you know, you can see it in The Owl House, Amphibia, and The Ghost and Molly McGee. Fillmore, again, not on Disney Plus UK, so Fillmore, I like its style and tone a lot more than 101 Dalmatians. Do I like it more than Buzz Lightyear A Star Command? I don't know. I don't think I've seen enough of Fillmore yet to question that, although I love its characters, I love its writing, I love its art style. I just want to see Fillmore in HD. Just give me Fillmore in HD, Disney Plus, and Tangled Seasons 2 and 3. Aladdin the series. Hercules the series. The Weekenders. Talespin. Lilo and Stitch the series is probably the spin-off I watched the most as a kid because, you know, it was the only one that was airing while I was a kid. So that's right up there. Probably not as much as Timon and Pumbaa. Dave the Barbarian is comedic genius. It's, oh god, I love this show so much. Alright, Brandy and Mr. Whiskers, have not seen. American Dragon Jake Long, that's going to go below... Yeah, okay. Buzz and Maggie, have not seen. Emperor's New School. Is that my favourite spin-off show? Yeah, I think it's my favourite spin-off show. What I love most about the Emperor's New School is that it's being its own thing rather than just trying to be a carbon copy of the movie with a 3% production budget. It captures the same style and pacing of the movie, but it's trying all these new things, and I think it really works. I'll have to do something on that someday. Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, I watched religiously, even when I got to the age of like 10, 11, because I just found it that good. Probably had a not as big as an impact on my life as Timon and Pumbaa, Teacher's Pet, and Legend of Tarzan, so we're just going to pop it there for now. I believe this is The Replacements, not seen. Shorty McShortshot, not seen. My Friends Tigger and Pooh, another one I loved to death. I'm not sure if it still holds up these days, but I'm just going to put it above PBJ and Otter for now. Phineas and Ferb, you know where this is going. Right there. I mean, so far, I think I've done a good job at just not putting everything in S tier, which, obviously I really want to do. And we're getting closer to the 2010s when pretty much every single show is going in S tier, and we all know it. Special Agent Oso, it was a good show. I did watch it more than the Gummy Bears, but I don't think it's as good as these. No. Kick Buttowski Extreme Daredevil. I used to really love this show for some reason, and I think it's mainly because of I've just placed it in C. I'm not putting it in C, that's just where it is for now because I stopped moving the mouse. I think what I liked most about it is how ambitious the visuals was, and, you know, just the idea of this extreme daredevil. I think he's 9 years old. I mean, if I was watching it today, I would probably find a lot of it groan-worthy. Well, again, it just has this charm to it that is kind of unmatched. I'm definitely going to put it above Quack Pack. Fish Hooks is another one that I think gets a bit of a bum rap because I really enjoy it. I think, somewhere in A tier. Yeah, it's going above Lilo and Stitch the series. Again, Fish Hooks, it just has this charm to it and this incredibly unique visual style that sticks with you, even if some of it is for uncanny reasons. But I really like the characters. I really like Oscar and Bee and, to a certain extent, Milo. I think they do fully take advantage of the premise and use it to tell really interesting and engaging stories. Jake and the Neverland Pirates, never seen and probably won't ever, just because I was way out of the target demographic for that show, although we're coming up on the Lion Guard, so you're gonna hear some things. Motor City. I've never seen Motor City because it barely aired over here in the UK. I don't recall ever catching it on TV. The only reason I know Motor City is a show that exists is because I originally found out about it from watching a Rebel Taxi video. Tron Uprising. I did actually see this while it was on, so... But I only saw like one episode and it's a very, very fuzzy memory. So I don't think I can in good conscience rank it, because I do know both Motor City and Tron Uprising are very beloved shows, so I'm going to just tread lightly and move on. Gravity Falls, it's the best in A tier, easily. Again, that's probably going to make people really mad, but as much as I love Gravity Falls, I can't ignore that it has problems with maintaining its character development. In Gravity Falls, you would have the story constantly move forward. You'd have these big, shocking plot revelations, betrayals, friendships being formed, and so you'd have the plot being pushed forward, and the characters would kind of just stay the same. It's like they learn a lesson, and then in the next episode they just reset back to how they were, and it was mainly an issue with Mabel, who had to learn the same lesson over and over again, and then you get to the finale, and they just completely dropped, like, Pacifica's development. They just forgot about it and basically reset her to how she was at the beginning of Season 2, which, not great. I mean, I still love Gravity Falls for, you know, just the impact it's had on modern animation, but Phineas and Ferb can possibly recess the New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh and the Emperor's New School. I just like them better. Well, maybe not the Emperor's New School. Maybe not the Emperor. Alright. We'll move Gravity Falls to S tier, and we'll move the Emperor's New School to the top of A tier. There. That's, that might get me slightly less death threats. Sophia the First, haven't seen, though I appreciate what it does. The Mickey Mouse shorts running from 2013 to 2019, and then getting continued on Disney Plus, which, yeah, that show's not on here. I probably like The House of Mouse just a bit more because of the novelty of, you know, having all these Disney animated characters interact. Wonder Over Yonder, again, not on Disney Plus UK. Where is it? Wonder Over Yonder is definitely... I haven't seen the full series, but, you know, I'd say I've seen about a third of Wonder Over Yonder overall, and I say that is definitely enough to put it above Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. 7D. 7D came out at a really weird time for me. I acknowledge now it is a very good show, but it came out when I was in my very early teens, and I was really starting to get burned with, like, just the way Disney was treating their older properties with, you know, the remakes, which are mediocre, substandard, don't understand anything about what made the original so great. So I thought the 7D was just another one of those where, oh my god, they're taking a classic property and they're just going to mess it up. But I've seen a few clips of it. I acknowledge it is a pretty good show now. I will watch it someday when it gets added to Disney Plus UK. Pen Zero Part-Time Hero. I was kind of a bit too mesmerised by Star at the time. Well, Star, Tangled and Ducktales to pay much attention to Pen Zero Part-Time Hero. The good news is that, you know, we have a lot of future content right here of me just watching these shows and telling you my thoughts. Star vs. the Forces of Evil. Oh god. Between... Do I like Star vs. more than I like Recess? I reckon I do. Just because Starverse has had a huge impact on me in my teen years. Like, I was absolutely obsessed with it, as you can plainly see by the fact I spent probably way more money than I should have to get that after searching for it for 3 years. I think this is called Two More Eggs, which I have not seen, because it was kind of like that period of Disney XD where it's like, what were they even doing? They were just throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks, and aside from Gravity Falls and Star, none of it did. And same goes for Pickle and Peanut, which we're just gonna put that there and move on. Descendants Wicked World, have not seen since Descendants came out at, again, that point where the 7D released, and I was just like, oh great, it's another live-action adaptation of classic Disney animated properties that's not going to understand anything, change the continuity, it's going to mess everything up. And then I also thought, oh yeah, that's a rip-off of High School Musical. But I mean, like, I've seen clips of some of the songs, but I think they're generally quite well-written songs, and that's all I'm going to say on Descendants, really, because it's not for me, but I can appreciate why so many people do like it. Lion Guard. This is interesting. I started by hate watching The Lion Guard. I was just doing it to have a laugh. I was pointing out to my friends how stupid the whole thing was. And then you get to season 2. And by that point, most of the show's issues have been entirely resolved. And from there, it kind of becomes good. It's weird to say, but when you get to the end of season 1, the main issue I had with The Lion Guard was Simba's characterization was all over the place and it felt nothing like the character from the movie. Of course, because they completely recast the voice actor, which I don't get, because he's the only one, well, and Scar, who sound nothing like the original. Everyone else either has the original actor or someone that does a pretty good impression. I don't know what it is about seasons 2 and 3, but I was genuinely enjoying it at points, to a point where I'm gonna have to make a video on it someday. Oh, great. Well, that's gonna be fun. Anyway, yeah, so The Lion Guard, I'm actually going to put it in B tier. I think it's slightly better than Kick Buttowski Extreme Daredevil. Elena of Avalor is one I need to check out. The whole thing is on Disney Plus UK, but, you know, it's quite an investment, and I've been quite busy this year, just mourning Ducktales, prepping for Amphibia to leave us, and then them announcing The Owl House is also going away next year, which, oh god, next year is going to be dreadful. Future Worm, not seen. Milo Murphy's Law, again, I've got a video planned on that for October for its 5th anniversary. Milo Murphy's Law is 5 years old now. Let that sink in. Not as much as House of Mouse. Alright, yeah, okay. I'm happy putting Milo there. This is the Mickey and the Roadstar Racers, I believe. Not seen it, because that is just way out of my time. Tangled the series. Wonder where I'm going to put this. What can I say about Tangled that I haven't already said? It is a perfect continuation of the original movie. It has better songs than the film. All the new characters are voiced by Broadway legends who give so much life and personality to them. All the original cast from the movie return, and they tell such this deep, mature, emotional story that continues throughout all 3 seasons, and it's so good. Too bad, you know, I can't watch seasons 2 and 3 on Disney Plus. I'm never going to stop complaining about that until they actually do it, because it makes no sense. It makes no sense why they went in a few months ago and changed the logo from Tangled the series to Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure, which made me think, oh, maybe they're going to get ready to add seasons 2 and 3. And then they didn't. And at some point you get sick of waiting. Billy Dilly's Subterranean Summer, not seen. Again, it's one of those Disney XD shows that just was a bit too much of a sensory overload for me, to be honest. DuckTales 2017, that's going right below Tangled. Big Hero 6, the series. Still haven't seen season 3 yet, but because I'm still angry at the fact that, you know, Disney made them go from these 22-minute serialized epic adventures to 11-minute comedy episodes, and is the finale like a good final episode? Because I've never seen it. I just know the casting's karaoke and there's like a few cameos. I mean, the only thing I wanted from the Big Hero 6 finale, because I knew that, you know, any like big emotional revelations that wrapped up the show well wasn't going to happen. The only thing I wanted is Globby and Felony Carl to be confirmed. Big Hero 6 is going to go at the top of A tier, just because the animation can be very hit or miss. It of course improved in Season 2, but even then, sometimes it can look very stilted and automated, which to me Tangled never did. Big City Greens, that's obviously going to go right near the top. I don't think I like it as much as Gravity Falls. Alright, yeah, top of A tier. Big City Greens is another one I've talked about briefly. To me, Big City Greens is Disney Channel's answer to The Simpsons, which is ironic because straight after it premiered, Disney bought The Simpsons. Because Big City Greens, very much like early Simpsons, is about a low-income family dealing with society and all the new modern issues that arise. Because Big City Greens has such great social commentary. It's amazing. If you aren't watching it just because, you know, it's not as story-driven as The Owl House or Amphibia, I strongly advise you do, because they do have story arcs in there, and when they happen, they are really good. But it's mostly just really wholesome, really sweet entertainment that is absolutely hilarious on occasion. Fancy Nancy, not seen. Amphibia and The Owl House. I mean, I think you've all seen how much I love those shows. Not as much as I think. I like Star more than Amphibia. And I like Amphibia more than The Owl House. The reason I like Amphibia more than The Owl House is just because, as I keep saying multiple times, Amphibia has such great character development where if a character learns a lesson at the end of an episode, the next episode they're going to continue on that. They don't make the same mistakes over and over again, so you get this real natural sense of personal growth throughout the entire show, which is amazing to me. The Proud Family. Oh right, these three that were just for some reason out of order. Season 1 of that is on Disney+. I've seen a few episodes. I really enjoy it. I think like the art style of it is really good, where it's like there isn't too much actual fluid animation, but the poses they choose to put the characters in, they connote the movement, if that makes sense. So we're going to put that above Dave the Barbarian, above Hercules the series. Yeah, we're going to put that above PB&J, above My Friend Stig and Pooh, definitely. Above Lilo and Stitch, definitely. Alright, we're right there. So right below Wander Over Yonder. I am planning like a big retrospective on the Proud Family, because obviously this year, 20th anniversary, big deal. Where hopefully I'm going to be able to dive a lot more in depth about it and discuss my thoughts on the show and the impact it's had on animation, that is still being felt to this day. Goof Troop is one I haven't seen too much of. So we're going to put that at the top of C. I love a Goofy movie though. Just the fact that a Goofy movie came from this, you kind of have to, like, you know, give it some credit. And Little Mermaid the series is definitely better than Hercules the series. With Hercules the series, the songs, they don't feel needed a lot of the time. It's like, oh yeah, we've just said this thing, and now we're going to do a 2-minute song explaining said thing, even though you already know what that thing is. Whereas when you get to the Little Mermaid series, because they have Jodie Benson obviously, all the songs feel very personal to the characters, and there's this genuine sense of this passion behind the singing that I just like it better, honestly, because as a musical theatre person, I'm always going to take songs that feel a lot more connected to the characters more than songs that are just there to fill a montage. And with that, we have completed the Disney TVA tier list. So let's just take a quick peek, you know, see if there's any things I want to quickly change. Tangled, obviously we're keeping that. Ducktales. Yeah, I'm very happy with S tier. I think I'm gonna swap Big Hero 6 and Big City Greens. I really don't know how to sum up Big Hero 6 the series, because like Tangled, it's a brilliant continuation of the original movie. It continues to touch upon Hero and where he's at in the grieving process, and it constantly references Tadashi, which, you know, is very much appreciated. And it's made by the Kim Possible creators, so obviously there is a lot of really cool, well-designed, amazingly voice-acted villains. Yeah, I'm gonna move my friends Tigger and Pooh to the end of A tier. So I hope you enjoyed this unscripted depth into my psyche. If you want to make your own tier list, I will leave a link down below to the one I made. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you're new around here, feel free to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, folks, and I'll see you real soon.